Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Kaldheim draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you get notified when I post future videos, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with any questions or feedback. You can check out the Twitch stream live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas, and you can support my content directly via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you have Amazon Prime, you can also subscribe to my Twitch channel for free, but that is neither here nor there. It's always appreciated, though. Well, we have opened up a pretty neat pack. The rare is really tough to get going. It is, yeah, I don't think it's really good. I think I played it, like, in sealed one time, and it was just, like, impossible to cast, pretty much. Though, you probably can get more Snowlands in draft than sealed. Clarion Spirit's really good. Probably gonna just jam that bad boy. Just an excellent card. Makes a lot of 1/1s. Living the dream. Rune of Sustenance can be pretty decent as well, but I think Clarion Spirit's much better. The commons are kind of janky. This one's okay, way down. Grizzled Outrider's an overperformer, but still not a card I'd first pick. Similar with our Oracle. Honestly, the land is relatively appealing. I think I go with the Spirit, followed by Highland Forest, followed by Rune of Sustenance. But this pack is not great. Doomscar Oracle does go decently well with Clarion Spirit, helps you double spell. But we're starting off in a fine direction. The old direction. Pack 2. The rare is missing, so we don't really get any knowledge. Thanks, Yidara Master. Not really much knowledge from this pack. There's a Valkyrie sword, which isn't great. It's just been too expensive to use. 7 mana is not what you want in your aggressive decks, especially when you're trying to double spell with Clarion Spirit. Other uncommons, Narvi's really good. Doesn't go with the Clarion Spirit, and requires a lot of Snowlands, so I'm not super high on taking this second. Other cards of note, there's Squash. When in doubt, I could always just take a red card. There's also Story Seeker, but Squash is just much better than Story Seeker. So I'm pretty happy taking a Squash here. I'm by no means committed to this card. Red-white's also a pretty decent color combo. If you prioritize Craven Hulks, your Squashes can actually be pretty decent. But yeah, another fairly weak pack other than the gold cards. I'm not really going to stick to white for it. Okie-doke. Moving on to pick numero trace. Rune of Speed can do some good stuff if you have some equipments to put it on. Haven't really been a big fan of Trickster God's Heist, though looking at the artwork is pretty nice. I never really looked at it in too much depth before, but it's pretty cool. There is a Run Amok, which is a card I like having in my aggressive red decks, but this can just go in like a blue-red Giants deck as well. I haven't seen any good blue cards, though, I don't think. There is a Snow-Covered Island, though. An uncommon and a rare are missing, so again, not huge signal points here. I could just take Struggle for Skemfar as the best card in the pack in terms of power level. And don't mind playing red-green. Green gets some changelings to make Squash a little bit better. Snow Island is decent, but doesn't really go with my cards particularly well. It does go well with, like, Bergstriders. I'm just going to take Struggle, though. I think I'm probably a little bit higher on Struggle than the rest of the world, but I'm always relatively happy taking it. Okay. Now we have an interesting spot again. We're not getting tons of great signal points because it's just all uncommons and rares that are being taken. And the commons have never been particularly great. But like 2 uncommons and a rare missing. We've got... Oh, no, there's only 1 uncommon. Never mind, there's a common missing. So what commons do you take over Squash? A decent number. There's black commons, there's Demon Bolt, so it's not even like a huge indicator. Squash number 2 could be a decent pickup. Snow-Covered Forest. Thanks, Charlie. I think it's between the Squash and the Forest. I did just take a Struggle, and green does care about Snowlands. Pretty close here. It auto-selects Squash. Well, that's wild. I was going to take Squash myself. I don't really have a reason to be Snow yet. And, just getting Squashes is nice. Ooh, and now a Craven Hulk. I like Craven Hulk over Guardian Gladewalker because they're both giants because this is a changeling. But Craven Hulk works really well with these Squashes, and it's in red. So, I like that fact. I get to be still flexible between red-white and green-red. And this works really, really well with Struggle for Skemfar. So overall, nice little pickup of the Craven Hulk here. We're seeing red cards a lot. We've got a couple squashes now. Seeing a little bit of green, not a ton of blue, and not really any white cards. We keep seeing Master Scald, which isn't really a priority for me, so I think red is open. We're pretty happy with all these red cards we're getting. Okay, now there's another Craven Hulk. I'm going to hover it for now while we look at the rest of the pack. There's also a Frostpire Arcanist, and that does work well with the double squash that we have. And blue-red Wizards is a fine. Giants is a good spot to end up. Harbinger, Arcanist. It wouldn't let me play the Struggle for Skemfar, and we are seeing a little bit of green. I think blue-red Giants is a pretty good deck. Not going to lie. But we haven't seen really any blue cards that are worth noting, so I'm just going to keep taking the red cards. I think red-green is the most open here. I also don't love how Arcanist makes future packs more difficult to navigate. That's one of the things. I'm not as big of a fan of Arcanist. It doesn't work as well, especially with the beatdown plan from the Craven Hulks. Firewalker's nice, though. Keep the red going. Hagi Mob is just a more expensive card, so I like to default to the cheaper one. Again, we see a reasonable green card. Faceless Haven's not doing anything for us. And then a couple blue cards, so maybe we can play red-blue. But we're still just sticking to the color that we know. Okay. I like to take a 2-drop here. We do end up in red-green. 2-drops are nice. It can help me play a turn 3 Craven Hulk. Rootless U doesn't have anything to go get, which makes me not take it as highly. And there's also, it's like a worse Grizzled Rider if you have nothing to get. So we'll take Sculptor. Berserkers. So a bunch of 2/1s or just a beefy card. I like the beefy guy because it's better with the struggle. And I already have a decent number of 4-drops. That being said, I'm not committed to green, I guess. This is much better when you have equipments and stuff. Getting a copy of that's not the end of the world. Okay, I'm never going to be able to use that. I'm just going to take Master Scald. I'm not really interested in Priest. Run Amok is good with some of my cards. Getting it pretty late here over Immersturm Raider. Pretty nice pickup for my Craven Hulk madness. Mammoth Growth is also sometimes decent in these sorts of decks. Raven's Wings, we'll consider that maybe. We're not going to want Shackles. I'm going to take the Axe Guard Armory. We have a Raven's Wings. Not 0% to play green-white. Well, this card is completely bonkers. Having played with it once, it was unreal every time I played it. I don't have the greatest synergy with it, but like it can help me ramp out a Craven Hulk as well. Works really well with like combat tricks like Run Amok. And the rest of this pack is not great. There's a Bounding Gold. If I look at my colors, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 green cards, and I have 1, kind of 2 white cards. So I could, and this is kind of a white pull. I didn't see a ton of white cards was the thing. So I don't think white is open. But this card can go into red-white or red-green. You can get some changelings and have it be those be dwarves. I could do with maybe the dwarven reinforcements over Grizzled Outrider now, but oh, well then. Well. Blood Sky Massacre. Berserker. This is a Berserker. This is a Berserker. Black did not seem open at all, pack 1. So I'm tempted to just let this fly on by. Like, we did not see many good black cards. What's the best red card here? There's not a good red card. So I could take a Horizon Seeker as a green card. Or a Story Seeker as a white card. I think red-green's where I'm going to end up. So I'm just going to take this Horizon Seeker. This card is quite good. I'll spec on this. I don't really care about the Horizon Seeker. Okay, and now I just get an Immersturm Raider to up my creature count. Don't really want these. I'm not going to play Path in this deck. I don't have a start that wants to play 5-color. I've got a couple Craven Hulks and some Squashes and beatdown stuff. This card wouldn't be bad. I'm not planning on splashing, Charlie. Never fear, I'm one step ahead of the game there. Just gonna get a 2-drop. I don't really have that many 2-drops. It'll probably wheel. I'm okay with that. There's nothing else I wanted there. Probably just another elf here. There is a Rune of Sustenance, goes well with the Raven's Wings, but I think my speculating days are over. I'm just going to settle in. I would like a couple Snowlands to help this Sculptor ramp, but if it's just a 2-mana 2/2, that's not the end of the world. Ooh, Doomscar Titan. Nice little card. It's a giant. These guys, nice top-end card. You don't need that many Snowlands for it to be okay, World Rock. This card also works well with the Squashes. But this card's pretty nice. I actually really like Breakneck Berserker because I have Magda. That's a really sweet combo. And now Axguard Cavalry over Craven Hulk number 3, I think. I don't necessarily want to... I just want more 2-drops. I have 4 right now, but these sculptors aren't very good. And I have a couple Craven Hulks already. So we're just going to do that. And it's a dwarf. I don't normally love Breakneck Berserker, but it is really good with Magda, so I'm fine playing a couple. Mistwalker not a... I mean pretty late here. Sure, Broken Wings. I'm not going to splash in this deck, though I'm not seeing a ton of green cards this pack, so maybe I move into black. I guess I'm not going to need a Broken Wings. I'll just take a black card on the chance that I play it. I don't think I'm going to, but yeah, I'm going to need a Broken Wings this pack. Wow, a couple late black cards. I think Snakeskin Veil's nice, though. This card's really good as well. I'm just going to take the Kennel Master, though. If I do end up with getting a couple black cards, having a Bloodsky Massacre is going to be nice. And I don't really need a Snakeskin Veil. I already have a couple combat tricks. I gotta run amok. I just would rather play this. I have 18 playables in this deck, so I don't mind like dancing around a little bit. And Bloodsky Massacre would be good in this deck. Veil's not great as a combat trick when your creatures are like 3/2s and stuff, because the stuff is still going to trade a lot of the time. Okay, I'll take Jarl now. Maybe the black cards are just going to work out. It depends on what happens in pack 3, but... Ooh, Hagi Mob. Gonna make the cut no matter what, probably. It's nice to be heavy in red. We haven't seen a ton of green this pack. And these sculptors are not looking great. Okay, let's see what we get. Of course it's a white card. Huh. So we're still potentially red-green or black-red. We're not going to move back into white. We would get Clarion Spirit. And that's pretty much it. And white was Stone Cold, not open at all. So I think we just take Run Amok. It's really good with our attackers. Doesn't force us to commit to green or black. Just a good card. And this is a little bit hard to use. It only really works with our more expensive cards. Ba-da-bum. It is a dwarf and a giant, but I'm not sure if I'm playing green right now. Let's just put all the green cards in the sideboard. So we know we're playing red. If we played black, we would get another Feed the Serpent. I did soup. I could take a Craven Hulk. Feed the Serpent's pretty reasonable. I'm just going to take Craven Hulk. Bum-ba-da-bum. Frenzied Raider. How many boasts do I have? Not many. How many 2-drops do I have? 1, 2, 3. Not that many. Hey, Yaman. Between these two cards, I'm not really going to be triggering this all that much. I'm just going to take more Runamucks. Wowza. This is nice. With all of my Craven Hulks. Pick 4, you say? So now's a decision point. We have how many red cards? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 black cards and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green cards. Our black cards are almost definitely better because of this Blood Sky Massacre being just a complete beating. So this where a way down would be nice. Actually, I'm just going to take Immersturm Raider. I need more 2-drops to go with my cards. I could just take Horizon Seeker. I don't think I'm going to need a second Raven's Wings. And now I get a Masked Vandal. That's a nice pickup. Fearless Pup is not as good when I don't have equipments to go with it. Or I could just take a Grimdrauger. That's another consideration. I think I'd rather play black-red. I have a lot of... Blood Sky Massacre is going to be like an A+ in my deck. This card's not great, though. Maybe I'll just take Pup. I'm going to take Pup. Okay. And Pup does work well with this Jarl. Oh my gosh, all these green cards are wheeling. I think I'd rather have Struggle for Skemfar than Lityara. Lityara is real good, but I think Struggle's a little bit better for me, maybe. Okay. Triggers, 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 triggers. A lot of my cards crew this boat. I'm going to take the boat, I think. Raise the Dragger. Way down. Boom. I think we're going to play black, because we just don't need to play that many cards. We can just play Blood Sky Massacre as like an A+ bomb in our deck. A couple of these Jarls. And maybe Skull Raid, or maybe not even wanting Skull Raid. I think I identified green being open, and I just kind of... I have 10 Berserkers. So, oh, I didn't even include the Carful. Carful's real good. Now we have 11 because it's also a Berserker. Okay, so what do I not care about? Fearless Pup doesn't really have any synergy with my deck. Oh, I'm not cutting any Hulks. I might cut a Jarls. And then I could cut Skull Raid. These cards are probably not great in my deck. Because my plan is to just play creatures and win. This card does combo with Jarl. I'm not cutting Renamucks. Renamucks are pretty good in this deck. Renamucks work really well with the big creatures I have. All the black cards are just the cards I'm most likely to cut, because I'm going to not have that many black sources in the deck. I like Raven's Wings as one copy. I have 4 things there, so having a couple of foretell spells is nice. We'll consider the Jarls. We can also consider Fearless Pup and then quickly dismiss it. So it has been dismissed. The 2 black cards we're going to play for sure are the Kennel Master and the Massacre. I don't know how good Jarl's going to be. It kind of runs into the same space as Runamuck. See you later, Yadaro. Skullbraid's also kind of not what our deck is doing. Neither's Raise the Draugr. Though Raise the Draugr is much better because it'll just get us back 2 of our creatures to keep the pressure up. So I think I want Raise the Draugr rather than Skullbraid. Because we can cast this on like turn 6 pretty heavily. This is like just too expensive for our needs. And we're just going to get 2 creatures back with this every time. So is Skullbraid. They're both card advantage. And then we're just going to cut this. I think we might want this card. We have 1 removal spell, 2, 3. Maybe we cut the Raven's Wings. Whew. I think this is a pretty decent build. Yeah, how many Berserkers did we end up with? 11 of our 14 creatures are Berserkers. So yeah, Bloodsky Massacre is just unbelievable. 10-7 mana base seems fair, given that we're 19-4. But we still want to cast Bloodsky Massacre early sometimes. And we only have 1 double red card. Maybe we can go 11-6. Yeah, I'm gonna go 11-6. Just making sure we hit our red sources is real nice. And we don't need our black mana until the late game. This is a late game spell. This is more mid game. Yeah, pick 4 Calamity, pretty nice. Maybe we don't want that just because it's hard to cast. But it's really cheap and we don't use the graveyard that much other than Raise the Draugr. So it probably should be fine. I think Raider's Carve is pretty good in this deck because a lot of our cards grew it. Probably better than the Raven's Wings. And I think 17 lands is fine because double Immersturm can help us pitch lands and we have a good curve. So yeah, that's going to do it for the build, and I'll see you folks in the matches.
Before I get to the matches, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support me and my content over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Special thanks to those at the credits level, and to all of the new patrons who helped me reach the microphone funding goal. It is thanks to the support of patrons that I am able to steadily improve the quality of my videos and produce as much content as I do. Even just $1 a month goes a long way, and there are a host of cool rewards that you gain access to by becoming a patron. If my content has provided you with some value, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. It really makes a big difference. Without further ado though, let's get to the matches.
Welcome to round 1. Pretty excellent hand on the play. Turn 2 Magda, turn 3 Craven Hulk. This is where I hope they don't play like a 1-3 or something. Or that. Oh, if I hadn't gotten the Saga, I would never have ended up black, I don't think. I just got like a card that's like an A+ in my deck. This is where I need to top deck a land. Nope. This is one of the few cards that punishes me. Yep. This would be a pretty different game if I had hit my 4th land. Or if Magda had not died. But such is life. This turn I take 7. Next turn I play a card that can't block. Actually, I probably have to play way down next turn. We have perished. Maybe I am running too few black sources. That game would not have been like as bad if I had had a black source. I just want to be able to cast my cards all the time. I don't want to just draw 2 swamps and have to mulligan. Max punished. Why? I'm in a mulligan. This is not a good hand. That was funny. I was like, maybe we should split it up a little more. And in my mind, I was thinking, but I only ever really need 1 black source, and I don't need that till late. Oh, yes, Magda. Magda hype. Thanks, Marshmallow. Two, three, four. I got rid of the squash because I see myself casting Run Amok in the future turns pretty soon here. I could have also gotten rid of Raider's Carve because if this lives, which is not necessarily likely, they might just kill it. Then I could cast this. Oh. I think I'm actually okay if these trade. I could Run Amok, but I could also just cast Calamity Bearer, which is pretty decent. Or I could get this guy down and then have this thing with haste. Yeah, this is probably better. This is a 3-2. Surprised they attacked with that guy. Goodbye, Raider's Carve. That's okay with me. I end up down like 1 card in that exchange overall. They missed a land drop. I could just play this guy this turn. It does hit for 12. Wrecked. Okay. Stop it! Ah! It's gonna trade for that eventually. We're almost there. Just keep swimming, Breakneck Berserker. You'll get there eventually. Wow, they're dead. Haha. Got him. We did it! I knew if I just believed in myself, I could do it. Even after loads of tough choices. I don't do bets on mine, Cascar. I don't like to incentivize gambling. Also, it's not easy to do for my computer because I only have one monitor set up and stuff. Ooh, this is nice. I like it. I like it. 2-drop, 3-drop, removal spell, run amok. I did build a good deck. Thanks, Symphonic Knight. And now we're playing against the Dragon God. What is this madness? I have both of my colors. I get to keep 7 and I'm on the play. Let's roll. I'm gonna ditch it. A mountain. Oh my gosh, the dream. Oh, the dream. This is totally okay with me. What did I do to deserve this? You're right, Darkslane. I'm not worthy of such a beautiful, pristine hand. No blocks. I like doing that because I'm not going to get that back ever anyway. And now the shoe's on the other foot. Take that, opponent. Run amok feels so good here. Like, they'll just play like a Craven Hulk or something. They won't be able to block. They'll play something else next turn. And they're really in trouble. Oh no, don't kill my Firewalker. It's my only source of card advantage. I need it. Oh, yes. Oh, baby. The Kennel Master. I mean, I could have. This is what I was saying. It's not the type of card I want to get back with Raise the Dragger. Yeah, I figured they had Demon Bolt. They were going to use it before I attacked, probably, but... Gotta get in for that damage. Next turn I have lethal. You'll love to see it. You may be wondering why I'm doing this. It's because they've got mana up, so using a pump spell is really risky. Because if they have a Demon Bolt as their last card, they just blow me out. If I go for the pump spell and I just lose a very easily winnable game. Whereas if I force them to eventually tap out, then I'll just win it easily. Even though I'm killing a 2-drop with my 5 mana spell, it just makes a lot more sense to do it that way. Let's go, deck. Ugh. I'm pretty happy with how that draft portion went, too. I mean, the one card that would have been better is if I'd gotten the double dwarf thing instead of the dwarven reinforcements or whatever it's called, instead of the grizzled outrider, but I don't even mind it because I already have a lot of 4-drops. I have 4-4-drops. Oh, I haven't caved to the Rakdos life, Sujav. I never was away from the Rakdos life. I was never like, I hate Rakdos. What do you mean, Charlie? Were you even here for the draft portion? You're overestimating your abilities. Oh yes, Immerstrom Raider, get rid of my black spell. New plan. Magda is so good. I'm going to play Axe Guard Cavalry, and then next turn I'm going to play Magda and hit them for 3. And that way I'll get an extra treasure, guaranteed, and I don't trade with a 1-1 if they make 2 tokens with Clarion. Yes, yes. Oh, opponent. So naive to the ways of the world. Treasure? Next turn I can cast Kennel Master or Hajimon. Probably the Kennel Master. Awesome, Arjun. That's really nice to hear. Oh, they're gonna try to keep their life total high. That's cute. So they either lose Dream Devour or they get to draw a card off this. Let's go. Next turn I can play Raider's Carve and Immersturm. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the Immersturm Raider and the land, because they both kind of are bad. I think Dream Devourer is pretty bad. TBH. So you may think, oh, they're drawing a card, but they're also losing a card, so... We're just going to play our actual threat instead of this fictitious threat. Raider's Carve not looking great based on what we've been doing here. I might cut it from the deck. Oh my gosh, the Code Spell Cleric. So good. They get to put a counter on their flyer so that they don't lose it. This is a pretty cool moment. I think we attack all. It puts them in some weird spots because of this Hagi Mob activation. Like if they block Code Spell there, we get to ping it so that we don't lose our guy. This is going to block there. That's the only obvious block. So I can ping the Code Spell Cleric here. Keep my Magda around. I like that. This is a fine trade-off for me, too. Get rid of the... We don't get to draw cards anymore. I still have my Hagi Mop. Oh, it's Furia. Hello, Furia. Looking for that run amok. Come at me, bro. I've got a Raiders car with your name on it. No, this is not going to end well. If they have a second spell, I'm in deep trouble. Oh, thank goodness. Watch this. Free treasure! Raise your hand if you saw that. Raise your hand if you saw the line. Oh, baby. So this is 2, 4, 7. But if they have a second spell, then it's more than that. Ooh, that will be good. So basically I lose if they top deck a spell, but I'm in enough trouble that I think it's worth going for it. Here's hoping they don't top deck a spell. If they do, I lose, but you know. No. Yes. No spell. Cha cha cha. Let's go. What? Only Furia rumbling. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want this guy to be able to block there. So I think I'm just going to crew the Raiders Carve and attack them. And this guy can block there. I know I'll die. I really want to get this guy in there. But they have too many threats. I can't crew it. If I had another dwarf, I could do it. No. Well, at least I get to have them only draw one card. But if they draw a second spell off that, I'm dead. No! We died. It was a close fight. Hard fought to the bitter end. I kind of want to draw Blood Sky Massacre just so I could see how good it is in the deck. Because I've got a lot of Berserkers, and it would be cool. Oh, I wanted to cut the Raiders Carve. Because I also have haste creatures. It's just not good in my deck. I was riding on the high of having it be good in one of my decks, and it's just not good in this deck. Instead of Raiders Carve, I will play Raven's Wings. The other consideration was Jarl of the Forsaken. But Raven's Wings can help me push through. Bravely going when none have gone before. Ooh, playing against the old mythic player. Your wish is my command, Blood Sky Massacre. I might discard the Kennel Master to the Immersturm. Never mind, we're dreaming. No, I'm not discarding anything. I'm going to go this card into the Blood Sky Massacre, into the Kennel Master, hopefully. Huh. I'm looking for a land here, yep. I think I'm just going to play this card. I want to draw the cards off of it, but I'm just going to get it out there. Okay, let's go Blood Sky. Also, top deck something good. Oh, nice. Demon, okay. This is also a Berserker? My gosh. I guess I should have technically waited, but oh my gosh, the damage! Is this dwarves? Yeah, it's dwarves. Put your faith in the light. No! Oh, nice. I could have put them to 2 there, probably. Did they just say good game? Oh my gosh, they broke my wings. They broke them. Boom! Blood Sky Massacre, even when it only draws 1 card, is still just a ridiculous bomb. Good work, team. I totally forgot about the 3rd chapter of the Blood Ski. The Blood Sky Massacre. I will say Raven's Wings would have been a lot better there than Raider's Carve. My creatures just have haste already, so it's just Raider's Carve gets a lot worse in those situations. I'm a little bit cold, as you can tell by the fact that I'm wearing a jacket indoors. If we win this game, I'm going to go turn the heat up a little bit. And it's looking good. This is not great, actually. We don't have enough creatures, but we got 1 creature. That's all we need. I don't think we've drawn a single... No, never mind. We had 3 Craven Hulks in that one hand. I was going to say we never draw a Craven Hulk. This is better than a Raiders card would have been here, at least. Go for it, buddy. I don't care. Do it. Do your worst. Yep, Sculptor of Winter is the actual worst for me. I'm gambling that they're not going to want to block, that they're going to have a 4-drop. But, yes! I knew they'd fall right for my cunning trap. What the heck? That's brutal. Okie doke. Don't have a struggle for Scamfar! Please! Please, show some mercy! He's only a humble barbarian! Or berserker, or however you choose to classify them. Show mercy, great bear spirit! Please! Oh, they even have the bear as their little pet. Oh my gosh, they're using all of their mana again. Oh, don't play a second bear. Don't do it to me, my amigo. They came to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble! Okay. If I top deck a swamp and can Carful them. Oh, satisfaction. Well, they wanted their red mana untapped, so they probably have Demon Bolt. Looking for a swamp. No! Oh. Punished. I should have done it after damage, I guess. Wow, I blew it. I could have double run amucked to block their Iron Verdict. And then they'd be much lower on life. I should have just waited. I was thinking of red spells and not white spells, but that makes sense. You could even call that an oops moment. I need to hit a land, though, this turn. So that I can kill this spirit. Thank you, deck. One, two, three, four, five, six. With Run Amok, we can get the job done. They almost certainly have some way to kill my guy, though. And then I die. All because of their Iron Verdict that I failed to play around properly. No! Oh, actually, that could still work for me. Never mind, because they're assuredly blocking there. Maybe. Ugh. Devastation. Or do they have a pump spell as well? Why would they bother killing my thing? I would have been able to win if I had done the double run amok play. They would have taken 9 extra damage. Yeah, that was not great. I knew they had something, I just did not put them on Iron Price. But I probably could have. That's the difference between playing for no stakes and playing for some stakes. Is you don't really think about all those things when you're playing for no stakes. Or at least I don't always think about everything. I was thinking about Demon Bolt. But we are calling it a draft video here. Our deck was pretty sweet. Blood Sky Massacre was really good. We ended up with 11 Berserkers in the build, which was really a wild number. So that's pretty cool. I think the deck could have done a little bit better than it did. The games were close. Our draws didn't always cooperate in some of the games. Like in that last game, if we'd had a swamp, it would have been a lot better for us as well. Things of that nature. But overall, pretty sweet deck. I think we were in the right colors. And if you did make it all the way to the end of the video, leave hashtag hashtag Berserkers amok, because not only did we have 3 run amucks, but we lost to a run amok from our opponent. So hashtag Berserkers amok to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. Check out the Twitch stream live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. You can also support me directly via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, or by subscribing to my Twitch channel with your Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, it's at no extra cost to yourself, and it does help me out. Yeah, you can read my articles, join the Discord server, all that stuff in the description and pinned comment below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.